during its last day. Is there anything about this one in particular that's unique or that's different from any of the others that you've been to or heard about?
Well, two things are different. One is they're so depressed because they're losing. Patriots in Europe and the United States are winning. They are losing. They were absolutely confident in the early 1990s there'd be an American Union like this European Union, and they'd be on the way to creating the Asian Pacific Union, or the administrative convenience of the world government. They've been that close on that very badly. As Americans' awareness increased, they did not want to surrender sovereignty to their national body, but they are persistent. This year, well, this is not really new either, but one point they're stressing is that the United States must be Europeanized, such as paying more than half your income in taxes in exchange for a retiring age of 55. Can you imagine working until you're 55 years old? Someday I'll be 55 years old. I'm thinking about it. That's as great as that funny. Actually, I'm only a 75-year-old kid. But I'm 21 years younger than David Rockefeller. Their goal is the same, to bring down the standard living in Europe and the United States down, while these standard living in third world countries come up. Now, I would love to see, without our financial help, without our ability, see the poor countries come up to our standard of living. Not ours go down and meet them halfway so that all the world is poor. That's their goal, and of course that includes medical care, cradle-grade medical care. There's an old joke in the United States: if you're going to have a heart attack, be kind to your family and your heirs by having you jump off an airplane in London. That way, even though you're a foreigner, it's all paid for. But in about 1994, Bill Clinton's first year in office, he created, assigned the Speaker of his House, Hillary Clinton, to come up with a new health care program patterned after Canada and the European countries. Sticks in my mind, several physicians from Canada came down to testify before our House and Senate committees, and they all said, please don't do to your country what they've done to Canada and the European countries. We have to tell a patient that you're going to be dead in 6 months unless you have this procedure. Now, your place in mind, you'll have the procedure in a year. But he's going to be dead for 6 months. The rich in Canada will fly to the United States where they have all these new toys and spend $50,000 out of pocket for the procedure. And he'll live. We have to tell the poor boy, if you're so far back in mind, you're under a death sentence because you will not have the procedure in time to save your life. Not even marginal time. You're talking about a year when you need 6 months if you're going to live. He said it's not fun having to tell a patient that. Please don't do to your country what they've done to Europe and Canada. Now, President Obama, the middle midget owned by Bilderberg, has gotten a variation Canadian plan passed. If they lose a few House seats and a few Senate seats in this election year, it'll be killed by the new Congress, and they'll start all over again on health care reform. The left-wing extremists, I shouldn't say left-wing extremists because they've done it.
I've got my own photos too that show some of these same things.
They're just Well, cool. How can you sentence people to die? But electric extremists say that they're going to save it. They're going to save it. They're going to lead about 40 million Americans are uninsured. 30 million of those uninsured Americans are healthy young horses, haven't seen a physician, and they don't want to for several reasons. It's boring to sit around a physician's office. They're healthy. They'd be well advised to buy a habit, so if they're hit by a car, they'd have some help. But under our Constitution, that law itself is in the Constitution to mandate the American citizen buy a private product from another private company, health insurance company. Under our 10th Amendment, it's simply unconstitutional. It's unconstitutional law. It needs to be destroyed, and there's hope that after the election it will be.
So,
pause, smile.
Sorry?
Did you say pause and smile?
I was just about to ask you how long, and obviously it's in the process of happening, but how long until an actual North American Union like we have the European Union, do you think?
I don't think it's going to happen. They're trying hard. But Americans, as they become aware, are so outraged. They do not want to surrender sovereignty. They do not want to eliminate Mexico and Canada. They want to protect our borders. America has always welcomed legal immigrants. In fact, until recent years, the illegal immigrant who came here, as Ronald Reagan said so eloquently, not for a handout, but for a hand up. On average, according to economists, a family of 4 illegal immigrants, as opposed to those who are here legally, took their place in line, cost American taxpayers $7,000 a year in welfare and medical care. Under Medicare laws, you could go to the emergency room with a hangnail or a bullet in the head. You have to be treated even if you can't pay. So taxpayers end up paying. In fact, some of them have been known to fly over just as the baby is ready to leap out, no prenatal care, and the hospital has delivered the baby. Then she's put on an airplane back to Mexico, about a one-way trip in, free delivery. And then of all things, to sue the physician because something went wrong, but she had no prenatal care whatsoever. It got so bad that obstetricians in Florida, one of the bad targets at that time, simply said, I'm no longer an obstetrician or a gynecologist. I'm back to I'll be general practitioner. So a young wife and soon-to-be mother and her husband had to drive a few hundred miles to cross the border into Georgia to get prenatal care by North Carolina. Because they said, with this kind of a risk, they always win something because it's so much cheaper just to settle out of court than it is to actually defend the case in court. So that game is pretty wild. And economists always use the typical family of 4. Well, these Mexicans breed like rabbits. It's more likely to be a family of 6 or 8 or 12. But a family of 4 costs taxpayers $7,400 a year on average. That's expensive.